Money. We all need it, we all want it. But how much of it do we really need to be happy? And how do we get there? For many people, money is a source of stress and anxiety. They live paycheck to paycheck, barely covering their expenses, and constantly worrying about the future. They are stuck at level 2 of wealth, survival. At level 2, you earn just enough income to cover your expenses, but you have no money left over to save or invest. You are one emergency away from financial trouble. You have no financial freedom or security. You may think that winning the lottery or inheriting a fortune would solve all your problems, but that's not true. Money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you choices. And choices are what give you freedom and fulfillment. What if you could live the life of your dreams without worrying about money? What if you could travel the world, pursue your passions, and make a positive impact? What if you could reach level 7 of wealth, abundance? The good news is that you can. You can achieve any level of wealth that you desire, as long as you have a clear vision, a realistic plan, and a consistent action. In this video, we will show you the 7 levels of wealth and how to progress through them step by step. The 7 levels of wealth are based on the concept of financial freedom, which means having enough passive income to cover your living expenses without working. Passive income is money that you earn without active involvement, such as from investments, royalties, or online businesses. Level 1 is dependence. This is where you rely on someone else to provide for you financially, such as your parents, your spouse, or the government. You have no income or assets of your own. This is normal for young children, but not for adults. At this level, you have no control over your financial situation and you are vulnerable to external factors that may affect your source of support. For example, if your parents lose their jobs, your spouse leaves you, or the government cuts its benefits, you may face serious financial hardship. According to a Pew Research Center analysis, only 24% of young adults in the U.S. were financially independent by age 22 in 2018, compared to 32% in 1980. This means that more young adults are staying at level 1 longer than before. Some of the reasons for this trend include rising costs of living, higher education, and healthcare, as well as lower wages and job opportunities. To move up from level 1, you need to start earning your own income and building your own assets. You need to develop valuable skills, find a stable job or start a business, and manage your money wisely. You also need to reduce your dependence on others and increase your self-reliance. This will give you more freedom and confidence to pursue your goals and dreams. Level 2 is survival. This is where you earn enough income to cover your expenses without any outside help. You are self-sufficient, but not financially stable. You have no savings or investments, and you may have debt. You live paycheck to paycheck. This means that you have little or no money left over after paying your bills, and you would struggle to cope with any unexpected expenses or income loss. According to various sources, between 55% to 63% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and this number has increased since the COVID-19 pandemic. Living paycheck to paycheck can cause a lot of stress and anxiety, as well as limit your opportunities and choices. You may have to work multiple jobs, sacrifice your health and well-being, or rely on credit cards or payday loans to make ends meet. To move up from level 2, you need to start saving and investing your money, and reduce your debt. You need to create a budget, track your spending, cut unnecessary costs, or increase your income. You also need to build an emergency fund that can cover at least 6 months of living expenses in case of unforeseen events. Level 3 is stability. This is where you consistently earn more than you spend, and you start saving and investing your money. You have an emergency fund that can cover at least 6 months of living expenses in case of unexpected events. You also manage your debt well and pay it off as soon as possible. At this level, you have achieved a basic level of financial security and peace of mind. You are no longer living paycheck to paycheck, and you have some cushion to handle any financial shocks. You are also taking advantage of the power of compound interest by putting your money to work for you. According to a Bankrate survey, only 18% of Americans have enough savings to cover 6 months of expenses, while 28% have no emergency savings at all. To reach level 3, you need to follow some simple but effective saving and investing tips, such as paying yourself first, saving for emergencies, creating a spending plan, spending less and saving more, getting creative about making more money, taking baby steps towards saving, allocating your investment assets, and understanding investment costs. You also need to avoid common pitfalls that can derail your progress, such as overspending, undersaving, taking on too much debt, or falling for scams or bad advice. Level 4 is security. This is where you have enough passive income to cover your basic needs, such as food, shelter, utilities, transportation, and healthcare. You don't have to work for survival anymore. You can choose to work for enjoyment or personal growth. At this level, you have achieved a significant level of financial independence and comfort. You are not tied to a job or a location that you don't like. You have more time and energy to pursue your interests and passions. You can also afford to take more risks and explore new opportunities. According to a joint study by psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Matthew Killingsworth, the optimal income for happiness is around $75,000 per year in the United States, which covers the basic needs and some discretionary spending. To reach level 4, you need to generate enough passive income that exceeds this amount. You can do this by creating or investing in assets that produce regular cash flow, such as rental properties, dividend stocks, online businesses, or peer-to-peer lending. You also need to minimize your expenses and optimize your taxes to maximize your net income. Level 5 is freedom. This is where you have enough passive income to cover your current lifestyle expenses, including your wants and desires. You can afford to travel, dine out, shop, and indulge in your hobbies. You can live comfortably without working. At this level, you have achieved a high level of financial flexibility and satisfaction. You are not limited by your budget or your location. You have more options and opportunities to explore and enjoy life. You can also pursue your personal and professional goals without financial constraints. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the average household income in the U.S. was $74,580 in 2022. Assuming that this amount represents the current lifestyle expenses for an average household, you would need to generate at least $74,580 per year in passive income to reach level 5. You can do this by scaling up your existing passive income sources or adding new ones that have higher returns or growth potential. Some examples of passive income sources that can help you achieve level 5 are online courses, ebooks, podcasts, blogs, YouTube channels, software products, or niche websites. You also need to maintain or reduce your expenses and optimize your taxes to maximize your net income. Level 6 is independence. This is where you have enough passive income to cover your ideal lifestyle expenses, including your dreams and aspirations. You can afford to live in your dream home, drive your dream car, and pursue your passions. You can live luxuriously without working. At this level, you have achieved the ultimate level of financial freedom and fulfillment. You are not bound by any financial limitations or obligations. You have the ability and the opportunity to do whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. You can also share your wealth and wisdom with others and make a positive difference in the world. According to a survey by Charles Schwab, the average amount of money Americans need to be financially comfortable is $1.9 million, while the amount they need to be wealthy is $2.6 million. Assuming that these amounts represent the ideal lifestyle expenses for an average American, you would need to generate at least $2.6 million per year in passive income to reach level 6. You can do this by leveraging your existing passive income sources or creating new ones that have massive returns or growth potential. Some examples of passive income sources that can help you achieve level 6 are angel investing, venture capital, private equity, or hedge funds. You also need to protect your wealth and optimize your taxes to maximize your net income. Level 7 is abundance. This is where you have more than enough passive income to cover any lifestyle expenses that you can imagine. You can afford to give generously, support causes that you care about, and make a positive impact on the world. You can live abundantly without working. At this level, you have achieved the highest level of financial prosperity and fulfillment. You are not only free from any financial worries or constraints, but you also have the ability and the responsibility to use your wealth for good. You are a leader, a philanthropist, and a visionary. You can create positive change and inspire others to do the same. According to Forbes, there were 2,755 billionaires in the world in 2021, with a combined net worth of $13.1 trillion. These are some of the people who have reached level 7 of wealth, and many of them are using their abundance to make a difference in various fields, such as health, education, environment, social justice, and more. To reach level 7, you need to have a clear vision of your purpose and your legacy. You need to align your wealth with your values and your passions. You need to leverage your influence and your network to create opportunities and solutions for others. You also need to be generous and grateful for your abundance and share it with those who need it most. As you can see, the higher the level of wealth, the more choices you have in how you want to live your life. But how do you move up the levels? How do you create and grow your wealth? The answer is simple. You need to master the 4 pillars of wealth. These are income, expenses, savings, and investments. These are the 4 factors that determine your net worth, which is the difference between your assets and liabilities. Income is the money that you earn from your work or business. It is your primary source of cash flow. To increase your income, you need to increase your value in the marketplace. You can do this by improving your skills, expanding your network, creating multiple streams of income, or starting your own business. Expenses are the money that you spend on your living costs and lifestyle choices. It is your primary source of cash outflow. To decrease your expenses, you need to decrease your consumption and increase your efficiency. You can do this by budgeting, tracking, cutting unnecessary costs, or living below your means. Savings are the money that you keep after paying your expenses. It is your safety net and seed capital. To increase your savings, you need to increase the gap between your income and expenses. You can do this by saving a percentage of your income every month, automating your savings, or following the pay yourself first principle. Investments are the money that you use to buy assets that generate passive income or appreciate in value over time. It is your wealth multiplier and freedom accelerator. To increase your investments, you need to increase the return on your money. You can do this by learning about different types of investments, diversifying your portfolio, compounding your returns, or following the buy and hold strategy. By mastering these 4 pillars of wealth, you will be able to create a positive feedback loop that will propel you up the levels of wealth. The more income you earn, the more expenses you can save, the more savings you can invest, and the more investments you can grow.